Hi everybody, welcome. We're going to begin looking at the ninth competency of leadership, which is about change and innovation. And we'll start talking about that with a couple of key definitions. First, change. Change is the process of anything becoming or has become different from its original or current form. That can include people, processes, locations, all kinds of things, and that's what change is. Innovation is the process of turning creativity or creative thought into something that is actionable. So creativity and innovation have a lot in common, but they're not exact synonyms. Creativity is often referred to or looked at as an expression, while innovation becomes something that is a lot more quantified and a lot more tangible in terms of what the desired outcome is. The other thing I want to talk about in this introductory segment is why dealing with change and also why innovation is extremely important. And I want to look at two angles of each there. I want to look why it's important to you as an individual leader, and I also want to look at it why it's important organizationally. First, let's look at change. How you deal with change, especially those of you that are in leadership positions, is incredibly important. First of all, how you deal with change sets the tone for how others are going to deal with and adapt to change. Additionally, I can tell you that as a leader, you're going to be faced with lots and lots of changing environments. Your system is going to change, your location is going to change, the composition of your team is going to change, and you as a leader have to be extraordinarily adaptive to that. Additionally, there's a little part there that's incredibly important too, that's very, very individually focused. There's a great penalty if you fail to change and evolve and grow along with the times and the organizational needs that you face as well. Simply put, if you're not changing and adapting at the same kind of pace that your organization needs you to change and adapt, there's a high likelihood that you're kind of going down the path of being obsolete. A lot of folks over the years have referred to that as kind of a dinosaur kind of path. If you're not adapting and evolving and growing and changing, if your skills aren't moving along, you really are planning to be obsolete in your organization. Now let's talk about change from an organizational perspective for a minute. The reason that change and how change is dealt with from an organizational perspective is so important is that the organizations that are the most successful out there are the ones that are the most adaptive to changing economic conditions, changing customer conditions, and they're the ones that are able to be very, very nimble and very, very flexible in their ways and adopt quickly to those varying and changing kind of circumstances. The opposite of that, if an organization is extremely rigid and not flexible and not change dynamic, what's going to happen is they're going to be passed by their competitors. Now, let's talk also about innovation then for a minute too. As a leader, you have to be innovative and have to drive innovation, which in turn also drives change in many cases. The reason for that is your organization is looking to you to be that change agent and innovator because every leader needs to be the impetus of that occurring. Now, does that mean that you have to have all the ideas and all the solutions? No, but you at the very least, have to play the role of facilitator when it comes to innovation and learn how to stimulate innovation in your team. Now, organizations have to be innovative because, like being change flexible, unless they're out there kind of on the cutting edge, if they're always looking to build and invent the newest version of something, unless they're doing that, they're going to be passed and lapped by their competition. In the coming episodes, we're going to be talking about how to deal with not only your own individual change, but how to guide others through that, how to stimulate innovation in the working environment, and we'll also talk about one other little angle, which is what happens when there's a change in your team dynamics.